Ben here, and in this video I'm going to share with you the 7 signs that your gut health is impacting your mental health, and why in a world full of toxins, antibiotics, painkillers and stress, it's more important than ever that you learn to take good care of your gut health to help you manage your weight, mind and mood. This is a mini masterclass, so grab a coffee and let's dive in. Work harder, run faster, think smarter. The hustle until you die culture is killing us. Millions are stressed and depressed. I was one of them. I went on a 90-day mission to biohack my way back to health. The result, my best-selling book Unstoppable, daily journal, an online program that's changed thousands of lives and is praised by athletes, psychologists and doctors. And now, it's your turn to become unstoppable. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ben and I've helped tens of thousands of people biohack their way out of depression, fatigue and stress back into optimal health. Now, before we begin, I want to let you know that we're giving away a free digital gut health report and 2 free chapters from my brand new book, Mind Control, that explores the latest in nutritional psychology and the gut microbiome. So if you have unexplained fatigue, anxiety, depression, weight gain, or you're constantly catching colds and flus, stick around until the very end for details. To begin, we need to understand the importance of gut health. Gut health is such a vital aspect that gets left out of the conversation when it comes to mental health and optimizing your energy levels, your drive, as well as your focus. It's even more critical if you're fighting weight gain, a plague with brain fog, depression, and fatigue. And when it comes to mental health, we're told that we just need to think positively and find a happy thought. That advice is simplistic at best, and it fails to factor in bio-individuality and how we each respond to certain stimuli, whether that be food, psychological stress, medication, and yes, the trillions of microorganisms that make up your gut microbiome. Now, when we talk about mental health, depression, brain fog, there are typically 2 approaches. The first, people berate themselves and they tell themselves that they just need to push harder, get over it, toughen up, and keep going. This is the willpower method. 2, they listen to every self-help podcast, read endless books, try different diets, and attempt to piece together this overwhelming patchwork quilt of information that is typically contradictory in nature. I've tried both approaches, they don't work. The problem is they fail to factor in the fundamental relationship between their gut health and their mental health. It's this endless cycle that just results in people becoming even more despondent. In researching my book Unstoppable, we surveyed over 50,000 people. We discovered that those who were hit the hardest with mental health issues were massively more prone to constipation, bloating, diarrhea, sugar, and carb cravings. They also had insane trouble focusing on tasks, had crippling brain fog, fatigue, and trouble finding the right words, which led me to interview the top gut health experts in the world to look at the relationship between our gut and our brain for my new book. So what do we know about the link between gut health and mental health? Well, scientists believe that there is bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain via the vagus nerve. With over 100 million nerve cells that line our intestinal walls, it really is no wonder that when we disrupt the bacteria in this region with antibiotics, poor diet, painkillers, and a toxic environment, it creates this neuropsychiatric effect, influencing our mood as well as our mental health. The most exciting new research findings is that probiotics are having a neuropsychological impact on the brain by improving symptoms such as depression and anxiety-like behaviors. They're called psychobiotics. But before you rush off to buy an off-the-shelf probiotic that presents other challenges that I'll discuss in a future video, we need to really assess the problem. To help you get to the root cause of any behavior changes, here are the 7 signs your gut health is affecting your mental health, so you precisely know what to look for. See which ones in this list that you can relate to. Number 1, are you experiencing bloating? When the gut microbiota are overwhelmed by antibiotics, medicines, including common painkillers, poor diet and stress, gas and bloating are the first signs that your bacteria is out of balance. Overpopulation of specific strains can cause your good bacteria to die off, causing them to give off gas. If this is a regular occurrence, you may even begin to develop anxiety around what you should eat. You become afraid that something might set you off and disrupt your plans for your day. Antibiotics were implicated in my own personal struggle with depression back in 2017, and I'm going to cover them in more detail in the future. But gas and bloating is one of the very first signs that you've got to look for. 2. Are you experiencing fatigue? Now, fatigue can occur as a result of an overgrowth of Candida albicans. Although Candida is a natural bacterium in our body, when it becomes overpopulated in our gut, it causes severe symptoms of Candida. Now, Candida lives off of sugar, causing severe sugar cravings. This really becomes a perfect storm for your body to spike in glucose and insulin, then crashing, hence needing more sugar for a quick energy fix. Candida is also often accompanied by nutritional deficiencies like B6 and magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is a known cause of fatigue. For example, I battled Candida after traveling the US for 3 months, in which my gut health deteriorated dramatically because I was exposed to dietary changes, a massive time zone shift from Australian time to US time, plus new signs of bacteria that it didn't know how to handle in a new environment. Hence, it led to a massive imbalance. This needs to be tackled in a few different ways for an extended period of time. I know that once I was able to tackle it, my brain fog started lifting, my mood improved, and in a few short weeks, it allowed me to start feeling like myself again. The best part of it, my motivation and drive also started coming back very quickly once I'd addressed those digestive issues. Number 3, do you suffer from irritable bowel syndrome? Did you know that over 45 million people suffer from some degree of IBS, which is exacerbated by the stress that's caused in our daily life? In fact, a study of 100 IBS patients found that more than one third had considered suicide as a result of their symptoms. Research on probiotic bacteria for people with IBS centers on different strains of the species known as Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus, both considered key to replenishing the gut with good bacteria and restoring a healthy balance to the gut microbiota. 4, how are you sleeping? And let me stop you right here. Do you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go? What we put in our gut can affect the quality of sleep that we get. There's also evidence showing that the gut microbiome not only affects the digestive, metabolic, and immune functions, but it also regulates sleep and mental states through the microbiome gut-brain axis. Inflammation, emotion, and physiological stress can also affect the composition of the gut microorganisms, causing an array of mental disorders to occur. 5, do you suffer from skin irritations? Inflammation in our gut causes an increased permeable intestinal wall, which can leak proteins that affect our skin, causing irritations to emerge such as acne, eczema, or even rosacea. Now called the skin-gut axis, scientists are learning that overall gut health or disturbances reveal themselves through the quality of our skin. 6, do you suffer from autoimmune conditions? Although this is in its infancy, studies now indicate the relationship between intestinal autoimmune diseases such as Crohn's disease with an imbalance in the microbiota composition in the gut. Although science is still learning about the diversity of the gut microbiome, if you're suffering from any autoimmune conditions and also have mental health issues, gut health must become one of your top priorities to help address it from a holistic perspective. And 7, do you have any food intolerances or food sensitivities? In extreme cases of food sensitivity or intolerance, people can appear schizophrenic, experience paranoia, delusions, and even hallucinations. Caffeine is, of course, one of those prime examples of a psychoactive drug that we consume without really thinking about it. But we need to know and understand that it affects the central nervous system's control of things like brain function, our mood, as well as our behavior. And if you're fighting off depression, fatigue, and a loss of drive, this is one that I would highly recommend that you gradually reduce, then completely eliminate for 30 straight days. I get it, you're gonna hate me for suggesting this, but understand that this could be one of your main culprits. A food journal is one of your best bets to identify trigger foods that could cause a whole host of issues, but it is only one part of a larger plan. We've had members of ours and readers of the book work out what their trigger foods are to suddenly start feeling better within a short period of time once they've removed them. This is one of those elements that it's life-changing once you know what they are, so you can get your body, brain, and life back. But I want you to stay tuned for an upcoming video in which I go into more detail on food sensitivities and the difference between a food sensitivity, a food intolerance, as well as a food allergy, and what one of the leading causes is when it comes to food sensitivities specifically. This is gonna help a lot of people, so stay tuned for that. Now, if you're watching to this point, you're most likely someone who is suffering from any one or multiple symptoms. The question is, how do you heal your gut and mind and take back control of your emotions in the process? Well, there are 5 steps that you need to take. Number 1, assess or diagnose the problem. Either see a doctor or get a gut health test. 2, identify your specific triggers by keeping a food journal. 3, repopulate your gut with healthy bacteria and maintain it. This takes time to heal. 4, select a dietary plan that supports your gut health, which in turn will boost your mood, energy, as well as improve your focus. 5, focus on what you can eat, not what you can't eat, because that will drive you insane. Once you take these steps, you're gonna start waking up feeling fresh and alert. You're also gonna have the energy to go after your goals. Your relationships are gonna be better because you're gonna be more present. And you'll have more career opportunities because your brain will be free of the bloatware in the background that's ultimately bringing it down right now. Now that you have the 7 signs your gut health is impacting your mental health and a brief overview of a 5-step plan, it really doesn't stop there. In fact, that's just the start, because you want to use this understanding to start to repair your gut, your mind, and your mood, which is why I've created a free online gut health report that's going to help you to identify your likelihood of obesity, fatigue, digestive distress, carb cravings, and more, based on our survey of over 50,000 people and 1.5 million pieces of data that we've collected from around the globe. This is designed to help you close the gap from knowing to actually doing. I totally get that mental health is a complex web of different components that most people often overlook. This free report is going to help you to start to pull the missing pieces together. Then, to help you even further, we're also going to give you the introduction and 2 free chapters from my brand new book, Mind Control: How to Biohack Your Mind, Weight, and Immune System using both nutritional psychology and the gut microbiome, the 2 pillars of key health. Mind Control is the follow-up to my bestseller, Unstoppable, the won Best Self-Help Book of 2020 in the International Book Awards, which I'm super grateful for. It's also been translated into 2 different languages and it's sold over 70,000 copies. It's been praised by doctors, psychologists, nutritionists, and athletes, which is why I'm even more excited to present to you Mind Control, because it's going to help you take back control of your mood, understand why you eat what you eat, why we're physically full but emotionally empty, the missing micronutrients and your starving brain, the best diets for treating depression, anxiety, fatigue, and how to address various gut health issues, plus so much more. This is such a comprehensive manual on gut health and nutritional psychology that is going to serve you and your family for the rest of your lives. If you're interested in your free gut health report and sample chapters from Mind Control, the link is in the description below, so hit us up. If you like this video, go ahead and click the subscribe button and tell us which out of the 7 triggers did you most identify with. Leave a comment below, because there are a lot of other people right now that relate to what you're going through. For now, I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care and have a good week.